She's loving our set here at Rise.
I'm a mess.
Well, she's a former beauty queen who also happens to be Gone with the Wind fabulous. Here to talk about reality TV Stallion Booties and her search for love is Kenya Moore. Kenya Moore, welcome to Rise 360.
Thank you for having me. I've been trying to get here for so long. I'm finally happy that we made it.
All right.
We're so happy you're here. You look amazing.
Thank you.
Gone with the Wind fabulous. We can say that several times throughout the show. So
Shannon,
just get ready for it.
And we will.
Right. Okay, so you gotta tell us, you're one of those characters on TV that people love and some love to hate because they're jealous. That's what it is. But how did you originally become part of the show Real Housewives of Atlanta?
Well, that's a good question. I was moving from Los Angeles to Atlanta because I wanted to change. I wanted to do something drastic, and I was following my heart, also in love. And one of my best friends is associated with the show. He's been on the show since season 1.
Who?
Lawrence Washington.
Oh, yes, Lawrence.
Yes.
We've had him here.
Yes, he's amazing. So he told the producers that I was coming to town, and they called me up, interviewed me, and the rest is history.
So Atlanta is the most successful of the entire Housewives franchise. Why do you think that is?
It's the most successful show on Bravo.
Really?
Yes.
So what are you girls doing down in the ATL that's turning everybody out?
Well, you know what? We're fabulous. You know, some of us more than others. But I think that this show, what makes it successful is that these are women and they're universal stories. We, viewers, will look at each person on the show and identify with them, whether it's the person who's married, who's going through troubles in their marriage, or someone who's trying to balance their career. I think that they're just universal stories, so everyone identifies with this show.
Okay.
Well, let's take a look at you and the other ladies in action. We have a clip.
Okay, good.
There was never any inappropriate text message between Apollo and myself from him or from me. When he said, oh, I just don't really care for her and da-da-da-da, well then don't text message me in a friendly way. I don't want your man. Let's make that perfectly clear, okay? I'm not gonna walk around wearing some scarlet letter on me like, you know, people calling me whores and things like that. I'm nobody's whore and I'm nobody's fool.
Work!
Wow. Tell it like it is.
Yes, I do that quite often.
Right, which we love. Don't worry, it's a good thing. So tell us, how do you enjoy, or do you enjoy, having all these cameras follow you through the ups and downs of life? I mean, this season we see you get evicted, and there's been rumors of
Correction, I never got evicted. That's been that the former landlord I had tried to evict.
See, we're setting it straight right now on Rise. You're not getting that anywhere else.
Because that was widely reported, and that was erroneous. And I countersued her for defamation of character and slander, and I won over $10,000 from her.
Wow.
Yes, I did.
So we didn't know that.
Yeah, so people, you know, they take a story and it goes from one outlet to another, and it becomes, you know, out of control, but that is the truth.
So how do you deal with all those things when they're coming out? I mean, the stuff we see on television is one thing, and then it's like, is that your real character is another?
Well, I'm not a character, I'm a person. And I think that when you do a reality show, you are exposing parts of your life. They don't follow us around 24 hours a day or, you know, for a year or 265 days a year, as Portia would say.
I love it. I love it, Reed.
But, you know, it is difficult because we do have vulnerable moments, and we open ourselves up to criticism or people saying things that are not true about us, and that is somewhat hard to do, and it's disheartening when you read things like that. For instance, the eviction story wasn't true. But for me, I have tough skin, and I think that's why the viewers relate to me in that respect, because I do tell it the way it is, my perspective, and I don't take any mess from anybody, and I twirl while doing it.
Yeah. So you say you're not a character, so is what we see on TV the real Kenya, or is some of it scripted, or what's going on?
It's never scripted on our show. I think some of it is the real me, but it's not all of me, because they don't show our lives all the time. It's just, you know, captured in particular segments, whether it's 5 months out of the year for an hour a day. So you can't really get the whole Kenya from that. But, you know, it gives you glimpses in our lives, for sure.
Okay. How has appearing on the show impacted your career?
My career has never been better. I'm getting offers for movie roles, acting roles, talk show hosts. I'm really busy. I have to turn a lot of it down because of the show. I'm obligated to be on the show, but it's definitely a great platform for enhancing your career and taking you to another level. I'm really blessed, and I'm just grateful to be a part of the show. Even with its downs, it's still a great high.
When you're shooting, typically, what's a day like, and how often do you shoot?
We shoot for about 5 months out of the year.
Okay.
A typical day is they'll tell us we have a scene to do. They won't tell us with whom. So we'll, go through hair and makeup, and we'll get ready, and then you're just in a scene with someone, and you have to pick up the pieces. And it might be your enemy, it might be your best friend, and she'll tell you, well, this is what's going on in my life, and you share. So we really don't know. It's very spontaneous to that
What if you
degree.
don't like the person?
Well, that happens a lot.
Then you get red.
Yeah, you will get red, and I'm one of the best at it. So it happens, but I love the fact that even though you may be put in a situation where you don't like someone, or you have your issues with someone, or battles with someone, it does come to a resolution. And I think that's what happens in everyday life with anyone. You fight with your bosses, or your girlfriends, or your wives, or husbands, and at some point there is a resolution.
So have you ever looked back at one of those moments in the show and it's like, oh, I wish they hadn't shown that. I wish they didn't catch that.
Absolutely.
What was one of the big highlights?
Absolutely.
What was one of the big ones for you?
I don't think I can name one.
That many?
Yes. Well, I'm a firecracker when lit. So I have a temper sometimes, and sometimes I think, okay, wow, I sort of went a little too far in that scene or with that person. And sometimes I'll pat myself on the back and say, you know what, good for me. I stood up for myself. I saw how those other women were treating me behind my back, or saying things behind my back. And then, I go straight to the horse sometimes. Yeah.
Well, you said straight to the horse?
Sometimes, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I can go straight
Speaking
to the
of
horse.
horses, let's talk about your infamous Stallion Booty,
Yes.
Miss Kenya. Your DVD has been a huge success.
Yes.
Were you surprised that people were so interested in your booty?
Yes, I was surprised. I was surprised. I've been working out my entire life. I'm a health and fitness buff. I believe in staying in shape. I'm a woman of a certain age. I'm not a young girl anymore. I cannot eat everything that I want and expect to have a certain body. So I just believe in health. And when I made my own video and the sales went through the roof, Booty Boot Camp, you can find it on Amazon.com or Barnes & Nobles. I was amazed that it went worldwide because it was selling so well. And I'm just happy to motivate people into doing something positive, and I think that's what the outcome for the video was.
All right, well, it's doing great. So tell us, if you were Andy Cohen and could hire or fire anyone on the show you wanted, who would you keep and who would you get rid of?
I love it.
It's the hot seat now.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Well, that's an easy one. I think that as entertaining as Phaedra was, and initially when she was on the series, I just don't think she has anything else to give to us right now. So that's the truth. And I haven't made up my mind on anything else, but I think we do need a new housewife.
And you think Phaedra has to go?
I think she's got the boot.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the boot is in, near. But I don't know. It's just, you ask who I would boot, that would be my boot.
All right,
Okay.
that would be your boot.
That would be the cast
you
off.
majored in psychology in college.
Yes.
Which housewife of Atlanta needs the most help?
Oh, wow. Honestly, I would have to say Portia, because you'll see in an upcoming episode where she literally, she thought the underground train was a literal train.
Aww.
And that was very sad, actually.
Underground Railroad?
I'm sorry, Underground Railroad. Yeah, she
Yeah.
thought it was a literal train.
You mean
Oh, poor thing.
Underground
choo-choo.
Railroad from slavery?
Yes.
No.
When we were in Savannah, it's the episode coming up, and we were all just stunned. We could not believe those words were coming out of her mouth, and it was shameful, actually.
So she was like, what time the train coming?
Right, yeah, how did the conductor see? I think she said something like, how did the conductor see where to go, or how did he know where the stops were?
Oh, she's like, just like the subway, baby. Yeah, they're like,
See, Shannon? You're just encouraging that.
I'm helping you out.
I'm actually stunned.
We were all really stunned. I thought, okay, 265 days a year and all the countless things that she's said and done. But this one has to be the most embarrassing and takes the cake. It just solidifies.
We could go on and on with those shocking moments, but we have to ask you about, before becoming a housewife, you were actually a real-life beauty queen.
Yes.
Take us back to 1993 when you won Miss USA.
Yes. Oh my God, thank you for getting it right.
Yes.
It was the most amazing time in my life. I was a young girl. I was from Detroit, Michigan. I didn't have a lot, but I aspired to have a great deal of things, and I wanted my life to change. And I envisioned that I was going to walk away with that crown.
Wow.
And I was, I think, one of 5 black women in the pageant, and ended up walking away as the 2nd black woman to win Miss USA.
So when they called your name, what went through your head? What did you feel?
I think I blacked out. It was just, it was a moment frozen in time, and I don't have words to describe how amazing it was, and it was an out-of-body experience.
Do you still have the crown and the sash?
Oh, of course.
Where do you keep them?
As soon as you walk into my house, you know, it's in a shadow box on the. No, I'm just kidding. No, I have it. It's in a safe. Yeah.
It's in a safe.
Yes.
Okay, show us the Miss USA wave.
The wave?
Yes.
Oh, that's easy. It's all in the wrist.
Wow.
Okay.
Yes.
Do it with such finesse.
And you cut, kind of a cup. Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's excellent.
Oh.
Yes.
Lola's ready for the stage.
Yes, slow motion cup.
I never thought I could win. Is that good?
Well, you're pretty enough to.
Oh, thank you, Kenya.
Now, before you go, we have to ask you the serious question about your love life. You know, last season we saw the bad side of love, but what's going on now?
I have to say that I'm dating. And I am in a wonderful place right now. It's so different from last season.
We hear you're dating a Nigerian oil tycoon.
You know,
Who is he?
that has been a rumor, and I've heard those rumors as well.
So are you saying it's not true?
I'm saying.
Don't deny him on TV now.
I'm
It's
saying
international.
that it's not true. I'm saying that the way she put it, it's not true.
So that is not his job, but maybe associated to the family.
I have to say that the gentleman that I'm seeing is a great guy.
Is he
I'm
Nigerian?
happy. I cannot answer that question.
What's his name again?
I'm Nigerian.
Right, Shannon. I've visited Nigeria many times. I absolutely love it. I would not mind moving there.
Okay, so is it a serious relationship?
I'm dating.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay,
we'll
you're
see.
dating.
All
So
right, fair
I'll see
enough.
you in Lagos. Before that.
Yes, I love Legos or Abuja.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, Abuja.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay,
Yes.
I got you.
So what's next for you, Miss Kenya?
Well, you know what? I'll be back because I want to promote my new hair care line. Yes, it will be out in early next year.
Nice.
And it's just promoting healthy hair that's growing out of a woman's head. If you want longer hair, if you want more, I can give you more hair. More hair by Kenya.
I
I
love
like
it.
that.
Yes.
More.
Who doesn't want more hair?
Right.
Well, Kenya, we'll be seeing more of you on television and more of you
Yes.
next year in 2014.
Yes, I hope so.
Until then,
holidays.
stay gone with the wind fabulous.
Yes, darling. Yes, I will. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And you're watching Arise Entertainment 360.